Oh, yeah. It's that time. And this week, I want to shout out probably one of the most positive people in the Lego community, Ingrid Wynn. And she dabbles in TikTok, Insta, and YouTube. Plus, she recently created a brand new sig fig of herself. This was not a paid advertisement for the Cali Brick Clique, but I'm definitely going to have to get myself an Ingrid Wynn sig fig.
I'm a lot going on. Like, this is a bit on Friday. Like, I like talking new stuff and so it's something you need. So I'm gonna bring us in. We're 76 in 5, 4, 3. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 76 of Cali Brick Clique. And before we get into the instructions, like always, remember you can find this episode on all previous episodes on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you find your listening platforms. And like always, we got Ninja.
Oh, yeah.
We got Claire, the plastic architect.
Hello, good morning.
And back to give us a full year's update, we have
what's
Just
up?
Too Good. Justin, how's it going, dude?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. It's always great being here.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're excited to have you again. The last episode that you were on, which was almost a year ago now,
Yeah.
I think holds the record for best retention on all the podcast platforms. Like it's like at a 95% from like beginning to end.
I'm flattered.
And it's always it's really cool to see
I didn't
stuff
know
like
it was
that.
that interesting.
It was a good time of your life when you like pretty much like exposed like face reveal and talking about it. So it was pretty interesting to like see your intake of it. But we're gonna dive into you for a little bit. But before we do that, how's everyone doing this past week?
Good. I mean, I feel like, yeah.
No, Ninja, I cut you off. What are you going to say?
I was going to say that I feel like we're part of Shy's batch recording.
Yeah, exactly.
You are. Oh my gosh. So full disclosure, we're recording 2 episodes today. Okay, we have another one later on tonight.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
And then I do have to record like the only reason why I'm like grinding lately, like getting content out, is because of the vlogs. Like my vlogs are so behind.
Oh yeah.
I know Claire's super behind, but I'm like so behind that the next vlog I want to, or at least the next batch of videos that come out, like I want to be of like things that I do in Chicago, like to jump on that hype. So like I have been like pushing, and I don't feel like it's right to me to go vlog, at least for me, because they don't perform that great. But like I want like to be like content in between them, so I am like grinding it out, and it's been benefiting me lately. So
I think it's just like honestly like so like I haven't done content in a really long time, but like
documentary counts.
It does, I guess, and this counts, I guess. But like 2 or like a week and a half ago, I was like, no, I'm gonna like get stuff done. I'm gonna grind, and like Sans wasn't here for like a couple weeks and stuff. Whoever's getting like their iMessages on their what's it called, MacBook Pro.
I think that's me. That might be me. Hold on. Let me. It's Discord. Let me shut it off.
Yeah, just kind of silence that. You like how I knew exactly what that was, but basically like we Sans wasn't here, and I was like, I can like it's good like focus time. You know, I can just like eat like pre-made salads and just like heads down. And I got like a ton of stuff done, even though like I haven't uploaded it yet. Like it's like I filmed a ton of stuff and I've been editing it, which is great. But like sometimes I think some of us need to be like a little bit in a pressure cooker to perform. I don't know. I'm very much like that.
That's me. Like I my whole life, even in school, I would always do crap last minute like a procrastinator. But that's how it works. That's how my videos like. Most videos are procrastinated videos, and I'm proud of them. I need that pressure.
Pressure makes diamonds. That's what they say.
There you go. I love that saying. Now. I'm going to take that.
No,
I took it from someone, so it's
Claire's right. I haven't put this much effort in putting as many videos all at once in a very long time, and I do enjoy it. I'm like, okay, like before it's like post a video, chillax for a little bit, kind of maneuver around with what I got to do. But like the past like week and a half, it's been like post, all right, next, post, all right, next, post.
Well, Shy,
all right, next.
you're prepping a lot of videos for when you're gone too, right?
Yeah. So the next like the serious grind is pretty much over. So the next videos I'm posting up are gonna be while I'm gone, because I am leaving for World War Brick, which starts technically on Thursday, but I'm not going to be there till Saturday, which is Brickmania's convention.
Oh.
And then I'm going to be in Chicago. So I'm gone like an extra 4 days in comparison to people who are currently leaving to Chicago.
Yeah, so, recently I've had problems when I go on vacation and prepping videos. So do you do like you prep so that there's one video a day, or do you prep so that there's a few videos per day? Like how would you space out the videos, and which videos would you choose while you're gone?
So analytically, I should be posting something before the weekend because most people, like we already know, watch on the weekend. So like sometimes you post on the weekend, it might do well, but like sometimes they don't. It is, I guess it really depends on what it is. But like what I've noticed is that as long as I post once a week, sometime towards the end of it, I should be fine. Like so, but what my normal workload, because I do have other things I have to take care of, like most people, I try to batch record on Monday. So everything I need to record will be on a Monday. And then because I have, you know, I work full time. I have a house to maintain, a family to take care of, and I want to spend time with them as much as possible. And then I also have my motorcycle club that I run. So like I have to like space out my time evenly. If I'm able to batch record everything on a Monday or a Tuesday, I'm able to evenly work on videos every day to have a video posted by the weekend. So sometimes I'm ahead, sometimes I'm behind, but a lot of it is just time management, except for this past grind where I'm trying to catch up. So
wait, so that's so interesting to me. So you'll record it, but you won't edit it until the rest of the week.
No, yeah. I mean, I'll probably start, but depending on the video, like every day I do like 3 to 4 hours of editing.
I should do that with reviews, because I've been having problems with reviews where like I get demotivated by the time I'm done editing them. But maybe I should just spend a day recording reviews and then edit them throughout the week.
Yeah, I mean, try it.
Justin, there's this weird thing where sometimes it takes more than one day to like record it. And I know this is like something totally foreign, but I don't know. Do I have to say it because you're like, this is so weird. You spent more than one day editing? It's like you said it before I did.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
so, like, trust me, I have been victim. It's so easy to get into that routine of like edit and upload and film all in one go. And it's also really satisfying because it's like your project timeline is so quick. And so you don't have time to like really get exhausted by it. And you're essentially riding the high of the excitement of it. But the thing is like nothing, it's so hard though to get like, you'll plateau though in terms of like the video itself and like what you can do in the video itself. And that's totally fine if you're like, you know, it's like a choice you make, right? But it's like, if you want to like, you know, learn a new editing skill or learn a new filming skill or a new lighting skill, then you have to like account for that learning period. And then over time that'll get shorter and shorter, or like a new software. And then, you know what I mean? And so like, I think it's really hard to like navigate that, because like in work environments, at least for like Shy, Ninja, and I, we're like, oh, well, that's like an investment in like our future or whatever in the career that we're in. But like, it's hard to justify that, I think, sometimes with a hobby like YouTube or like posting or whatever, you know, like it's like going to like a training session or like having your company like pay for you for additional learning or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think if you, it's the same. I think it's honestly like the analogy is the same between like stagnation, plateauing, and then like developing onwards. And I'm not saying you're stagnating or plateauing, because I think YouTube is a really weird thing though, because it's like, I think people like your viewership wants the same thing from you over and over again. And I think unless you change in a very subtle way over time, you know, it won't be absorbed the right way. So it's almost encouraging. Yeah, it's not encouraging you to grow sometimes, like in different, unless you're doing like just total crap content and you're like not growing at all, you know, like just like there's no, you are quite literally stagnating. Yeah, I think it's weird. It's like, it's very antithetical to like normal growth.
And that's, you know, all of what you just said. I grow the most with my list videos, and those are the ones that I edit over days, you know, because in the moment I'll do the review or I'll do the news, and then for the news, it's to get it out, you know.
Right. Well, and you're growing from the boost. Yeah. But the list is like an evergreen video that people are going to go back to all the time. It's got it's very searchable. It's like gets on the recommended page, things like that. So yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Yeah. So I guess there's value. So, okay, I have a question for you. So
yeah, sure.
One of my favorite YouTubers is Half Asleep Chris. And I don't know if you guys watch him. He's got like millions and millions of subs.
Yeah.
You should check it out. So the last year, he's really gotten into Lego. It seems like he's always been a fan, but it seems like he's just incorporated it more into his videos. And like he has these 2 cats, and like he got into it by like building them like weird forts and like massive trains. And like he gets like 20 different roller coaster sets and puts them all together.
Wait, I think I know him. He does these big train videos or something.
Yeah, he's very, very successful. He's has very much an engineering mindset. He's super creative. Everything is like really well thought off. Like his transitions are, super creative. Everything is amazing. And one of his most recent videos was he built essentially 100 Lego sets in a week. And I was thinking to myself, like, he basically, what he did is he committed 100 Lego sets to this one video. And he got more views than the average Lego YouTuber that will take those 100 sets and make 100 videos out of it. Do you know what I mean? And like, there's something to say for like taking the time and like doing something fantastic in terms of its like long-term growth. I don't know, like it's easier said than done, obviously, because like that's also, you can go back and be like, well, more work doesn't always mean a better like click view rate or whatever it is on YouTube. But it's interesting to kind of think about it that way. Anyway, I thoroughly recommend his content.
Wow,
yeah, it's very much like Lego.
Big train videos that I kind of rang, but like, I was,
It's very much like Lego content in the grander scheme of YouTube.
I see.
Yeah. So
interesting.
I do agree with that. There is benefit to like taking your time and rewatching your video, see where the video like can improve prior to posting. Because I feel like I find it funny. I mean, not necessarily like laughable, but it's just like, oh, you forgot that when like when you're watching your friend's content. Because I catch myself all the time when I rewatch it on YouTube. Because I have like 3 self-watching. Like I myself, before I post the video, I'll rewatch it like thoroughly after I finish the project. Like I'll watch it.
But I still miss stuff. Even
exactly.
Still miss stuff.
Yeah, I still miss stuff too. Like then I'll post
really glaring.
Some of my friends will check videos now for bigger videos.
Yeah. That's great. That's something that's good to know. Like maybe I should do that too. Oh man, that's actually a good idea.
Because like someone else might see something you don't catch.
Exactly.
You should always have. With everything, you always need a second and third set of eyes.
Proofreading. Because I only have currently like 3 ways of proofreading, aside from currently watching it as I'm editing it. But like the one that comes out immediately when the project's over, the one that you post on YouTube, and then I kind of like wait on it again and I'll watch it maybe like an hour later and to see if I catch anything. But it's just like a paper, like in college, like or in high school, when you write something all out, your grammar in your mind is correct, like in your mind. But because you're reading it over and over again, you can predict what's already going to be said, written, when it's not written that way. So when you have someone else's eye watching it, then you're like, it's a big thing. So that's actually
with
really architecture.
With architecture, it's a really big part of the review process. And so it's ingrained in the legal, essentially, review process of like you as the architect do a set of drawings, it goes to the city, and then it goes like to different checkers within the city, it goes to like different consultants and stuff like that. But then internally as an architect, you have to pass it around your office. Like if you don't do that, if you don't have like superiors or even like people beneath you, I know that sounds awful to say beneath you, but like even entry level people will see stuff that you don't see, or they'll be like, oh, what does this mean? And they can either learn from it, or you're like, oh, that acronym is totally wrong, And so there's like from a design perspective, like your eye gets tired of looking at like the same thing. And it's almost like you get muscle memory of like looking over mistakes sometimes, or like you just want to get over it. If you're sick and tired of something, you like need to like finish it. And it's just, it's totally like worth it to like send it off. And I think Sans actually, just to give him a little credit, he's really good at that. Like he'll like send stuff to Ryan, or he'll like have me watch it and stuff like that before it goes up. And for me, like when I was like getting content out all the time, he was like, do you want me to watch it? I was like, no, I'm not even going to rewatch it. And I was just like up, because it was like, I was doing that like daily thing, and you can grow from it, and it's great. And like some of those videos are, doing fine, but my best video, which isn't that big, but my best video is one of the ones I took the longest to do, which is interesting. I don't know.
With the checking stuff, definitely with the list videos, I'll send it to friends. But honestly, with some of the smaller things like the news and the reviews, I don't want to check it too much because I start getting critical of everything in it, and then I want to just redo it from the start. So I'll watch it once before I upload it on YouTube or before it goes public on YouTube. But that's it, because I start getting like in my mind, like, oh, this part sucks. So you just redo the whole video.
I think news videos, though, Justin, to be totally fair, news videos are like a category on their own that like literally is like, and I said this in our podcast with Holly, and I'll say it to you, it is the lowest hanging fruit. And it's like, and it's fine. But I agree with you. It shouldn't be like reviewed and highly edited and stuff like that. It's
like a news report. It's a breaking
news. It needs to be out first. That's the
thing. It has to be out first. And not just that, I actually disagree that it's not a news report, because like you're not trying to be biased. You're not trying to have like a specific perspective, or at least give the semblance of unbiased. Like you are giving your initial personal reaction.
Of, like,
you know what I mean?
Reports like on like CNN and like Fox News, like these commentary news. That's what I like. Like it's a commentary. I don't know. There's a lot of YouTube channels where they'll do that, where they'll do like a video on news and like that's the type of, not really like a news report wouldn't be the right word, because I don't like just put the pictures and then don't say my opinions or anything like that. So yeah, it is like a quick commentary.
Well, I think the best part, like, because like we can go on Lego Leaks and like see stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but the only time, exactly, like the only time I'll click on those are the ones where I was like, oh, like I'm curious what like Holly has to say or what Justin has to say or whatever. And then a lot of times you guys will like insert your information that you're like, this is just like X, Y, and Z that was released like 10 years ago or whatever. It's like, I hope it's like this, which is like probably the only thing that's interesting about it. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, like, what's the point other than like the excitement of the click? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my goal with my news videos, is to always put my perspective and like make it a just too good video, really, first and foremost. But I always worry that people will click on one of those videos and then say, oh, this is representative of the quality of all the channels. That's the downfall of not being super particular with the quality of those videos. Because like, for example, recently I just had a huge hit video. Mm-hmm. I literally, because I was frustrated, I was making a list and the list was uploaded and then it got copyright striked. So I'm like, okay, screw this. My goal in making this video is 30-minute video. That's what's going up today. Put that up, and of course, it's the most viewed video in the past month for me. You know,
I think I watched that one. Which one's that one? It was like the
leg, Toy Story legs.
Yeah, we watched that one. Yeah, because like
one of my lowest quality videos ever, and it's a hit video. It's whatever.
Don't you hate when that happens?
That's definitely, I think, happened to all of us. But like, would you? I'm just curious. Like in hindsight, would you have kept your news stuff like on a separate channel, or like kept it if like shorts or short form content existed, like you would have done that instead? I'm just curious. Like that's
a great question. I wouldn't have done shorts, but if I could go back in time, I would have done it on a different channel. Because in many ways, if I could go back in time, that would be one thing I would change about the channels, is I would split things up from the beginning. Because now it's so hard to split things up, you know? Wow, that was a good question.
Would you be opposed to creating a new channel now?
Yeah, it would be too messy now. I love Jang, but that move to his channels I thought was very messy, and like I don't even watch Jang stuff anymore because it's hard to keep track of everything.
Oh, because like everything is like everywhere.
Yeah. Well, he didn't do 2 channels. He did like 11 channels.
Yeah, I don't know what.
And then Twitch
and Twitch.
I love Jang, but I don't know. Like I can't change it to different channels like that because it confuses me too. Like, I have to keep up. Just to food and just to film because they're on different channels.
I mean, that makes sense. They're totally different things. But like for Jang, to defend him, he did it because he saw a drop in growth.
Oh yeah, of course.
So he was trying something different to
trying to shake it, right?
Yeah, like to see like what where people go, see what succeeds. Because like most of us who do like different things, like like I'll just use mine for example. I'm trying to dive into other things that are not just military, just because financially it's freaking hard. So like getting into Castle, like doing other.
Oh come on, Shy! You figure out ways to make Castle just as expensive as the military stuff. Sans and I were like, because like Sans and I were like,
you're not wrong.
he's putting together his like demon bull clone army, and then he also like grabbed his knights and stuff. Yeah, this is Sans
right there. I see.
And then we were like, oh, he's here. Yeah, we were doing just a casual math. Just some casual math of what we think you spent on your army.
Lowballing.
Where you at?
Lowballing, we were
6,000.
6,000.
Oh, that's too much.
Oh my gosh.
I've already said it like in multiple places, so it's out there. It's to have one basic knight fully equipped, that's with helmet, shoulder pads, and like weapon. It's $4.
Okay, yeah, that's what we said, $4 a figure. But then you also got like elephants and stuff.
Yeah, it's not 6. That's not the next.
And you've got retired, and you've got like retired ones, like the ones we're picking up for you.
Oh yeah,
it's a nice army. Is what she's
that's different. So that category is everything. I have my army, and then I have like
your factions of your army.
Trying to collect like different types of. Okay, so the other night goal is to collect every like groups of soldiers per faction.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I think it's
not
so
cheap.
Good. Yeah.
Well, Shy, what's the hardest faction? Like, what's the most expensive faction? Have you noticed?
Okay, so right now, like as I'm perusing through every faction and every minifigure available, I think the ones that people army built were the ones that are most expensive. So like the Dragon Knights, the green ones, these guys are really expensive. And then like Royal Knights for some reason are really expensive. But then like that time of period. Yeah. Well, that time of period when a lot of people weren't into castle. So like medieval to fantasy, like when there was not a lot of Lego fans, there's not a lot of Lego inventory currently out there to buy. So a lot of those one-off figs, like for example, the Golden Knight in the drawbridge. How do I know this? Because I've been trying to collect that whole. So like in the you have that one? So I have the Golden Knight coming from Denmark. That's literally where it's coming from.
Dude, I have the second one. I got when I bought my friend's collection.
Oh, I mean, I'll take it.
I'm
not gonna say no. I'll take it. Yeah, but that period of time, there's not a lot of inventory because not people kept them. So like
that's interesting. That was my period, like the castle. So like
it's great.
That's
like
fun.
The chess set, that gigantic chess set that Claire and I really want. You had that as a kid?
I wanted it. I did not have expensive Lego as a kid.
So that was $200 at the time of release. Now it's like $2,000 plus, and there's only like 6 available in North America, let alone the world, like total, and like only 2 available that you can buy on Bricklink that's fully complete, let alone new. One new, like.
Back then, I wanted it they had the base plate in it, right? It's a 48 by 48, I think.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Oh, yeah.
$200 set back then, yeah, it's expensive for the prices in that time. But in retrospect, like most sets in that time period, they're hard to come by. I guess I would argue harder to come by than most Star Wars sets.
So does it have anything exclusive in it, or is it just like normal parts?
Not really. Like the minifigures are pretty generic. I think there's like maybe like the kings and queens and like the knights specifically per faction are harder to come by because they only came in those sets.
But like trolls and stuff rare or
trolls. Well, trolls are not that bad. Just because they're trolls. But like what I found is that ones that people are army building, like that look attractive as an army built faction, like the Dragon Knights or like the Crown Knights from the fantasy line, like the medieval 2 Dragon Knights or whatever. There's so many more, but like. They're harder to accumulate specific minifigures, and I've noticed that like some of the figs are going anywhere between $50 to $100 due to rarity. Gold Knight's one of them. Gold Knight's one of them. So you might want to hold one for an investment. I mean, I already have mine, but I'll take that one. But so like yeah, to Claire's point, it's fair. But it's also, Lego's kind of hyping on the castle theme, so I could kind of get on board with that.
Yeah, no, trust me, we're totally excited. Like, I am saving stuff to buy simply for the Forest Night gift with purchase. Like, and I'm like, okay, so I can make these. There's like all these sets that are going to go up in price that I would like to buy now before they go up. So I'm going to buy them. like, so wait, yeah, can we talk about like the price increase? Like we talked about it last time, but what I want to talk about is what sets do we know are going up in price again? So this is me making my shopping list. This is not me making like a commentary on the economics of Lego sets.
According to, not to shout out Ryan's video, which I think you should watch, Claire, because I feel like this is the first time maybe Claire might agree with half the things he said.
No, I know how Ryan feels about price increases. Yeah, and
so you guys are pretty much on the same page. But like,
I'm not happy about it. People are like,
he defended the idea of, and it makes sense. Like, if referring to his video that I just watched right before this, like the Millennium Falcon, the UCS Millennium Falcon's been out for what, 4 or 5 years now, right? And it's been stagnant in price point. So it makes sense for like older sets that, you know, like the brick, like the what's the modular, the bookshop, like that. Did they account for price increases or inflation as when they made that set and design and release it, and let alone kept it going past 2 years? So it makes sense if they're older and now they're more expensive to make. Is it really holding its value if by keeping it on the shelf? So it makes sense. Like that was an epiphany that I didn't even think about until he said it. It makes sense. Like now he said that, I'm like, oh.
But like, why would a set that came out like a few months ago? I agree. Theoretically, I agree with that. But then, like Holly pulled it up. She was like, "Why is the globe going up in price? That just came out. Like, shouldn't that have been like effectively priced?"
That's true. Like maybe they're like they're rearranging their pricing for the next couple years and realizing like, oh, maybe this is going to be around for this long. If we're going to keep it around for 4 or 3 years, then maybe we should increase it now as opposed to like later on. Like I don't know.
We don't know what the earnings are per set.
I was going to say, with all this, I'm just kind of like, I guess maybe, for goods, of course, you know, prices go up over time, but I'm thinking of like other consumer products. So like video games go down over time, movies go down over time, you know, like in price, right? Mm-hmm. On the store shelves and newer, more interesting stuff comes out. And then Nintendo games will stay the same price. And that annoys me. They'll be themselves and stay the same price.
Yes. So video games, I don't think is a comparable industry because it's not as dependent on like supply chain the same way that like, you know, like hard goods are. It's more like data centers and you know, like intellectual property costs or, you know, labor and things like that of like computer scientists and stuff like that. So I could be totally wrong, but I don't think those are totally comparable industries. It's like basically as like the manufacturing process of semiconductors has gotten cheaper over the last 50 years, then, you know, things like iPhones and cameras and electronics has gone down. But I think the cost of raw materials with other things has gone up. I don't know, like the silicone, like wafer fabrication has also gone up, which does obviously like affect computers and things like that. But I don't know. I just think, I don't think it's like 1-to-1.
I doubt it's the same. But I just, as a consumer product that's for entertainment, I expect them to go down over time until the secondhand gets them, the secondhand market. I don't know. So that's why I'm like disappointed by this whole price increase because I'm looking at
like consumer products don't go, like clothes don't go down over time. Like consumer, like clothes
discounted if they're on the store shelves for a bit. Like,
well, that's different. That's rotating inventory. That's
but if you're talking about fast fashion, that's different. That's like moving inventory out.
Yeah, but I thought these were old inventory. Like we're talking about older sets, right?
They're still producing those older sets though. It's like
older sets. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like when gas prices increases, you know, shipping rates go up and just like the cost of ABS plastic has been going up for years, like where does that cost go? And as the company's been growing exponentially, trying to keep up with demand. So it's like that money either gets, you know, I don't know, people are always like, well, they don't need to make as much money. They've made so much money. And that's like literally the most anti-capitalist, borderline communist thing to say. It's like people don't realize like how simple-minded that is. And I'm like totally insulting people when I say that, but it's like, it's like having no concept of like large scale manufacturing. And then also inherently being against that is like being against all your favorite things. Like don't buy Apple products then. Don't be on Facebook. Like don't be on YouTube. Like, don't buy things on Amazon.
First, you know, like I was not, but
no, I'm not saying to you. I'm like kind of speaking to like the general thing. Yeah, it's like all the things that you depend on. Like, don't buy them then if you feel so strongly about it. And it's like, and don't pick and choose and like cherry pick. And it's just like, because this is affecting you, you realize the cost of everything has gone up. The cost of food has gone up. Like everything has, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, everything has gone up. Yeah. Just harp on what he's saying. So it makes perfect sense to why Lego, although a company we wish to be wholesome and not have to excuse themselves, and we hold them to a high standard, they're a company either way. And they have to make ends meet, and profit leads to growth. So it's not a bad thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a strong opinion on the price increase stuff, but my 2 cents was that I just see when Nintendo does it with, again, Claire's right, they're definitely different industries. When Nintendo does it with old video games that are still on store shelves, that I'm sure they're still producing, and they keep the price the same, that annoys me. So for Lego to increase the price on old sets annoys me even more. But at the end of the day, I buy new sets, so personally it's not bothering me. So I don't have the strongest opinion on it. But I understand that logistically they have to do things to,
So I also think that they like things like Speed Champions are like, why are they increasing 25%?
That's $5.
Yeah, it's $5.
$25.
that one sucks. I've said many times that one sucks. Yeah,
but they probably realize of who's buying that, and they need to make a price increase somewhere to those places where they feel like it's already increased too much, like Star Wars or something like that. So they have to compensate for other themes, just like their other themes already compensate for the loss in other themes like video. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna, for me, like, it's really a case by case basis at the end of the day, where I could say if a set is worth the money, So these price increases, I'll have to reevaluate some existing sets to see if they're still worth the money. Is there like a list of sets that they're increasing in price?
I think a list has been leaked out, but that's for the UK. So we can only speculate if that's going to happen in the United States as of right now. We don't really know. So for all we know, nothing might happen to us, and it might all be the same.
That's what. Yeah. Also, I was very skeptical because people were saying there was an official announcement from Lego, but I couldn't.
There was.
Yeah, so they made a statement. Yeah. They
made a statement on. I think
it's mostly like about like, hey, the cost of ABS plastic has been going up for a few years. We've been assuming the cost for a long time and trying to incorporate it, but it's been we can't do that anymore, and so we're gonna have to like take these these measures. So what I think I would actually, now that I was thinking about this right now, I wouldn't try to be like what sets are going up. I'd just assume that everything is going up. Yeah. At some point, like maybe not right away, but like everything is going to be going up.
List or something online, like, this. And then I saw, I got to watch Ryan's. I just saw a thumbnail and it said like Millennium Falcon 1000. So I'm like, did they say the Millennium Falcon?
That's a good clipping video.
It's a good clip.
Thumbnail. I was confused. So there isn't a specific list. Okay, so we could just I guess everything would be going up. Yeah.
Well, we could. So with that, we'll kind of lead in before we get into our main. You wanted to talk about the roller coaster got announced today. So how much is that right now? I think what, $500?
I think 400.
400.
I thought it was like €350 or something. So
that was.
I don't think that's that bad.
USD, but I don't. I thought that 400 for USD. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think if it's €350, it's 400 USD.
Oh, okay, perfect.
400. So that's exactly what I expected them to price that at.
Yeah, I don't think 400 is bad at all.
For what that is, it's huge. What did you guys all see it?
And it's powered up, right?
Cool. Yeah. I think it has power functions too. How many? How much was the last roller coaster? Like 350?
Yeah, around there, 330, 350.
This one has loops.
No, it was over 300. I remember that, but this one has loops, and it's tall.
It's so tall. It's so tall.
I feel like it's as wide as the other one, but it's
just that packed for like moving and transporting. That was a pain in the butt.
Really? I don't know.
Because you had it built.
I had it built, and it's in like a container, but I can't put a lid over it because it's so tall. So we have to like carefully carry it. But yeah, actually, it's in my closet. I think it's in my closet right now. Let me see.
While he's over there, every time Justin looks out the window, I feel like someone's out to get him.
Yeah, right.
That's more telling of the two of you than I think. By the way, Apocalypseburg is one of my I messed up and didn't buy sets.
Oh my god!
I just saw it on eBay for $700.
Oh no! No, there's a roller coaster. My friend has been trying to find the Upside Down. Apparently, the Upside Down is going crazy in price.
It's so expensive. Yeah, I just finally started building mine last night. I watched Stranger Things. I watched seasons 1 through 4. I like rewatched season 1 through 4 like last week just to watch season 4, and then I enjoyed it so much I had to get the Upside Down from our storage unit. I got it yesterday, and I just started again on season 1. Yeah, and it's like, you're watching it again. I was like, yeah. And he's not into Stranger Things, so I'm like totally sold on this. Yeah,
this last season so far is scary AF.
Don't spoil it. Is it good? I haven't seen this last season.
I like it. It's different. You'll like it. You'll probably like it though. It's different.
Okay, cool. I like the other season, so yeah, I'm hyped. My only thing is with the Stranger Things set. Did like Shy and Ninja? Did you guys get the Stranger Things set?
No.
Yeah, it's back there.
I didn't have the buyer's house there. All right, yeah.
But did you guys have a problem where the roof starts coming off over time? So I must have built it wrong. Like mine has this huge problem where it started coming off over time and it just ended up like disconnecting, and I have it like in a separate box because I ever rebuild it.
No, mine hasn't moved. Perfect. Well, I guess because it's like perfectly in the shelving, but it's like cold in the case.
No, I just built it yesterday. The roof is a little bit tricky. There's some tricky build techniques in there, which is I'm really enjoying it. But it's really secure, but it's like hard to get just right.
Okay, yes. That's probably it. I need to. I'm gonna probably end up rebuilding.
Why don't
definitely after seeing the new season?
Yeah, why don't you like totally take it apart and then rebuild it while you watch the new season? I feel like that would.
I think that might be the move.
Yeah. I do that all the time. It's so fun. Yeah.
Luckily for this set,
Oh yeah, what are you gonna say?
Well, I was saying, luckily for this set, you already know the bags. It's like the upside down's one bag, the other one says another bag, and the trees are one thing. Then you put them all together. So it's easy.
What I didn't like about it. Okay, so like yesterday I finished like all of like the real world, and then I started the upside down world, and they were like in the book.
MTV's Real World.
No, yeah, you wish. And then like so I started, and then but I don't like how it was like, oh, you can do it with a friend, but it told you in the second book. Not that I would have done it with a friend, I would have done both myself. But still, I'm like, why didn't you say this in the first book? And
just
it's
to
like,
let you know.
Yeah. And like they're probably like, well, we split it into 2 books. You should know that inherently. But there's so many big sets that are in like multiple books. Anyway, my only gripe is that like they should have said it at the beginning.
Well, now they do. They say it on boxes. They'll say like 2 or 3. I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I built it with my mom, so it was perfect.
Oh, that's awesome. Then she likes Stranger Things too.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah. We would have built it together. Instead, he was like on a.
You just said you didn't want to build it with someone else.
No, if you like Stranger Things, I know you like Lego, but I would have built it with you.
He likes half of the product.
You don't even like Stranger Things. Going back to it, is anyone here getting the roller coaster?
Oh, I am. I love amusement park Lego stuff.
I don't know. I say yes to every new set that gets leaked because I'm excited about it, but we'll see.
It feels you
fresh though.
It's a hefty set. Like I already know I'm not going to get it because I have nowhere to put it. Very simple.
It is. Yeah, it takes up so. Like, just look at the plates it takes up. Like, it's like it takes up so much like surface area.
So I was looking at that. Does it take up more than the last one?
It looks like to me. It looks like double the size, but maybe I'm wrong.
How much does the last one take? I know you just went and looked at it. Isn't it like?
It's. Let me see.
Okay, I love that you take the camera with you. You don't just like this.
Yeah. I'm like trying to look at the window. I'm like, who's trying to get him? Who's looking out for?
You the 2 of you.
So, it's
right?
like
what? Oh,
this is the content that people want. And we got to get Justin like a mini mic so he can do like
right. Get him a lavender mic.
Yeah. Okay. It's stuck in, but you can see it takes up like
it looks like it takes up like
entire.
60, it's like 72 or it's like 236. Is like what is it?
It's the entire closet.
Like, nothing. I would say probably like around like it's like 248. So what is that? That's 96. I don't know.
That one is 248.
That's how that's. Isn't it? Like, I might be wrong. That space. Yeah, 248.
Please take us back. Yeah, hold on.
Let's see.
Face it down a little bit so we can see it.
Okay. Here.
That looks pretty.
There you okay, open up the whole thing. So
there you go. Look at that Ghostbusters HQ.
Hey. What is that?
You got some cheap crap in there.
What is that? Now I'm just showing off. We got
not showing off everything. Oh, look at that.
I gotta build
Barracuda's Bay right there. Oh,
Flex episode.
Oh shoot! All right, I'm back.
I honestly think it might be the same intentionally.
Might be, really? Maybe
From
my
a-
eyes are playing tricks. You're probably
Maybe
right.
from like a footprint perspective, but then it like overhangs on all ends. Like,
oh yeah, that's right.
you know what I mean?
It's
like,
using every square foot imaginable. Good on Lego designers for using not utilizing negative space.
yeah, I love it. I think it's
Completely
great. I think it's really what a step up, by the way, from the previous one.
Oh, you like it better?
I think so. I think it's like I think it's a lot more interesting. I think aesthetically it's a lot denser. It's not like this it's still huge, but there's like a lot more going on. I like the verticality, the proportions are much better versus just like this one block thing. I think it's really good. There's a lot more movement. It looks like there's more interactive stuff.
The original is like one of my favorite sets, but
really?
Like, describing and everything, I probably agree. Like the new one looks so cool, and like again, it just has much more with those loops. And but the one thing though, the classic red and white color scheme of the original, I think I like better.
Oh,
the
really?
original reminds me of Colossus.
Colossus, yes, or any like roller coaster that's on a pier of an ocean or something like that.
Yeah,
I think that was intentional.
Like a wooden coaster or something.
This is very much like
new school roller coaster,
or it's very much like middle school. Like you're feeling daring. The person you like, you go on the weekend together. Drop you off, and you're actually scared to go on this ride, but you're gonna act cool.
Civic memory.
Yeah,
I can't be the only one.
That obviously happened to Claire.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. This was like Great America, circa 2000.
You didn't ride the coaster.
Yeah, I did this a couple times. I had a couple like friends of mine, and they were so scared to go on. I just like bold-faced, because I knew objectively these were safe things. I was like from like an
Final Destination.
Well, no, like someone at 13 knew Final Destination was just a movie. But okay, no, like I was like, I understand. My dad had like walked me through the engineering of it and stuff like that, and I was like, I get it. And then so I like lied to a couple of my girlfriends. I was like, oh, I've been on it. It's totally fine. And so like just to get my friends on it, and then afterwards I'd be like, I lied to you, and they're like, I hate you. And I'm still friends with these people, so clearly it worked. Yeah.
Were you like doing it to kind of help you realize that it's actually pretty safe?
No, I did it. I was just doing it to them. They were like totally panic stricken, and I was like, "What? You're gonna be fine." They're like, "We're gonna die." I was like, "No, you're not."
It's funny. I hate roller coasters, but my love for roller coasters, like I hate riding them. I'm like your friends there. I would freak out. But my love for roller coasters come from. Have you guys ever played Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Yeah.
I played Roller Coaster Tycoon so much as a kid. I love roller coasters.
You and Ryan have this in common. He's also
Oh no, yeah. We used to always talk about it back in the day.
Roller Coaster Tycoons. You make roller coasters and you make it unfinished, so they fly off at the end.
Yes.
I loved roller coasters so much. Like I can't go on them the same way. I have like totally like inner ear issues to the point that like we went on like the Tower of Terror, like the Guardians one in California Adventure with like Holly and her like dad, who's like got some years on me, and he did better than I was. And like Holly was such a major bee that she like took like her and her sister are like with their hands in the air, and I'm like gripping on for dear life. And isn't even like flinching. That's like his thing when he gets
yes.
thing. And so like he's like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, okay. And then like, and I'm just like so terrified. And like Holly and I were sitting across the like out or whatever, the like pathway, and she like grabs my hand and like sticks it in the air.
Oh no.
I like got off, and I was like totally shaken because like I just like the older you get, the more mixed up you get. Basically, like the
experience,
the fluid in your eustachian tube or whatever it is no longer like as stable as it used to be. Medically. And so anyway, I used to love it. And in middle school, I did I don't know what this like project was. I don't know if it was like to learn how to use Google Maps or something stupid, but basically we had to do like a road trip presentation. You could pick whatever you were going to go visit anywhere in the world, anywhere in the universe. I guess it had to be in the world to use Google Maps. This sounds like terrible, like California. But like I did it on like going to all the Six Flags like in the nation. So I'm so excited. And I think like by like the middle of high school, I'd made it to like half of them over the years or something like that. So yeah, I did a lot. Now I'm like Disneyland roller coaster is my jam. Like other ones.
Yeah, when I was at is it Hollywood Studios that has the actual Tower of Terror?
Yeah, not anymore, but yeah.
No. Hollywood Studios in
Florida. Down in Florida, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was there with Ash and Flash, and he said that Tower of Terror was just like the Haunted Mansion. You know, you just go throughout the mansion and it's spooky. And I was like, okay. And so I get there, and then I find out it's a drop ride, and I start.
He lied to you. He lied to you to get you on there,
like you did.
Damn, see how it sounds? See how it feels, Claire?
No, but like these people knew what the ride was. Like we were outside looking at it, and it was like I wasn't like.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that's extreme. Yeah.
So I was freaking out, like, I see what you do, and he was laughing.
Were you crying?
The person next to me was like, it's okay. You could hold my hand if you get scared. And I was like, okay. I held her hand so hard. It was just a random mom. We were dropping down. I was like, and I
shout out to that random mom.
Yeah, just a random mom. Yeah.
Hold your hand.
And I would never go on there again. And that was that. So yeah.
Yeah, did you enjoy it at all?
No, I don't enjoy rides. I really don't enjoy rides. Like that's the thing. If I rode a roller coaster, I wouldn't even enjoy it. So it's like a waste of time for me.
Yeah, to stand in line for hours on end.
Yeah, and then be scared out of my mind because I hate heights. I'm afraid of heights. You know.
Yeah, you sound like my dad's the same way.
Yeah, and you know I know it's 100% safe, but it's not a fun experience because I'm afraid of heights.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, and in Florida, do they on the Tower of Terror? Do they take you up to the very top and then open the windows still?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's just like Gold Ride at Disneyland. It's so great.
Wow. Okay. Well, we can sit here and talk about this forever, but we need to get down to because we're here at the mark already.
Well, yeah, I have to be done in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So let's get to the meat and potatoes. Finally, if you made it this far, we appreciate you. But like,
still the intro.
All right. Yeah, we're still on the banter mode. We spoke for like 40-some minutes.
We're done. Roll on music.
We're gonna bring back Justin. We might need to bring back Justin like after July. So if we don't, we're gonna probably bring you back if we don't finish on time, or at least cover everything. So yeah, no, it's always great talking to you. So like last time you were on, a lot happened in your life as far as YouTube is concerned. You had a face reveal, which was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And then you left LAN, so you had a very different direction of where your channel's been going for like years prior. And now we're almost, I think, at the year mark of you doing that.
Face reveal was March, so.
Oh yeah, so we passed that, and then LAN.
LAN, I think I quit like the same week. So
okay, so all of that we passed the year, happy anniversary to being on that. So can you let us know, like, how's it been for you? Like, have you seen success, grow, like? All that kind of stuff, all that dribble. Just let's start on that. Like since then, do you regret it, or are you happy you made that decision?
Yeah, I love the face reveal. I'm glad I did the face reveal. Oh, you know, rarely when I first did the face reveal, every couple videos I get like bring the mantis back, but now I get it like every like 3 months, so that's good. But the audience has been very receptive of the face reveal, which is great. But a year after, I noticed I don't need to show my face in every video. You know, it was great getting comfortable to show my face, but I haven't really shown my face too much in more recent videos. But really, as always, the most successful content on my channel is also the channel I like making the most, but that makes it the hardest content because it's it has to come from within when I'm writing it, and I don't always have that feeling to come from within. So the list videos, this is what I'm talking about. They're doing fantastic, but I haven't put many out this year because I haven't had that energy to put the soul into the list. I can't see with the list videos. It's really hard because I can't just write them and not think. I really got to write them and put my heart into it. You know, I really want it to be my own. So I've had massive success, I think, because of that. I don't think the face reveal has made me more successful or less successful. I think it's just on the videos or whatever. But I do like that I get spotted in public randomly. That's fun, you know. But yeah.
How's that then? You said that, so now you're able to interact with the community. You get to interact with us, like, and we don't have to censor you.
I'm glad.
So how's that?
That I would have to censor myself, you know, so much when I didn't have my face, and I felt bad making my friends do it or stuff like that. But it was so cool that now I get to, you know, just pop up in your guys' video like we did in March and everything. And that was so much fun, you know, and have those collabs and not be afraid of showing my face.
Do you see yourself doing like more of that type of content where like you're collaborating and like having just being out and about?
Yes, I want to. I've had a lot of stuff in my personal life that has prevented me from being social these past few months, which has prevented me. I unfortunately won't be able to come to the convention, which I really want to. But that's like the next step. I want to go to the convention with you guys and hang out with you guys at the convention and do like a video about that. That'll be fun. But hopefully in these coming months, I'll be able to hit up a convention that y'all are at, you know?
Yeah. Conventions are best spent when your friends are there. And like, not just like your regular, like everyday friends who doesn't care about Lego. I'm talking about like your Lego friends that you could all nerd out at once. And like, you could all play at once. You know, like it's just your space and you can be comfortable with everybody. And that's what makes conventions like the best. Cause I've been to conventions with nobody and it's boring as hell.
Yeah, well, I would go just to hang out.
Yeah, that's it. With you being out in everybody's videos now, because I think at least a lot of us are, you're in it somewhere. But you've also showcased other people as well.
Yeah,
like one of them being people who are both in and out of the line.
I thought you were going to mention like the F word video that I already.
Oh no! Oh, we can talk about that. We can talk about that. We can talk about that video. I was kind of leading towards that. How do you feel? What are your thoughts on the land now with all the negativity that's like being portrayed about it? Since you left, you chose to leave. Like you're one of the few that chose to leave. There are other people who are now choosing to leave.
So yeah, the land. First, I'll say, the land. I don't regret my time in the land. It brought me a lot of joy and also helped me grow my channel. I still recommend LAN as a way to grow your channel. I think it's a great way to grow your channel, and I think everybody should make their own decision with LAN. There's been a lot of drama with LAN recently with Holly, right? Holly and I are great friends. Yeah, you can't send a set early to somebody if you haven't reviewed it yourself.
But I thought there are other content creators that are on there who do.
If they do.
Yeah, no. They're a part of like an overall team.
They sent it to other LAN members or within their own team.
Yeah, some other team. Yeah. So if it wasn't disclosed an actual teammate then, or someone that's already working with you, I guess that can be a problem.
Yeah. Like I couldn't send it to, like, there were many times where I wanted to send it to my mom, but I couldn't do that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But after I reviewed it, my mom could review it. Because after you cover it on your channel, then you could give it away.
So if the roles were reversed, it would have been a different story. Like if
that was
my done first, and then he would have done it, or her would have done it, then that would have been fine.
Like I knew, like that rule I knew from the beginning. So like I don't know, like that's where I was like that whole situation I didn't get, but yeah. So
now, like because we're like at least Claire and I are very comfortable with like what can we do with you, or what can we showcase with you because you're a part of LAN or you're not. Like not being a part of it now, are you happy with that freedom of just being able to do whatever you want? For example, the F word video.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be able to do that on LAN. That was great. With LAN, when you're signing up for LAN, like I say, it's great for growing the channel, but you are being you're kind of being hired to be an advertiser for Lego. And what I see that as now is you're working for Lego. I know you're not technically working for Lego, but when you're working for a company, you got to follow all the rules, and I hate following rules. so I'm glad I left.
So is there like written rules that you're supposed to abide by?
Yeah,
like written.
Like for example, that one with the sharing thing is something I understood. Another rule would be like, don't show news early or whatever.
There's the F word time.
Yeah, that's the thing. They said don't swear too much in your videos. I was like,
okay. So that's why you wanted to like swear so much.
Yeah, well, so there's a little bit more freedom when you leave, but yeah.
So there's obviously censorship.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's censorship. What for being a LAN?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's censorship. You agree to be a part of their program. You agree to work for them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Justin. That's not
brand ambassador.
So. Yeah, I don't think it's censorship. But that's it. You are a brand ambassador, as Ninja said. So that means you are basically an employee. So you are representing their company.
I wouldn't say employee. I wouldn't say employee. That implies something different. I think it means you're a representative of the company. It's like you want to uphold their company values and blah blah blah. And like, so if you don't,
they're getting paid for it, you know.
Yeah, if you don't agree with it, don't do it.
Free
That's
set.
it.
Like I see them kind of as an employee because they're getting free sets and for it.
Yeah, employee means like they're getting like.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I guess not technically. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no like.
There's no monetary gain.
No, there's no contract. It's not an employee. I think it's totally.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you feel like there's a guilty by association type of deal?
Of what?
Being in part of land.
In what way?
So, for example, we're all friends with Ryan. Will they hold that against us?
Yeah, I don't think that's the one thing I learned personally is that nothing on there is personal. Like, I snapped at somebody because I thought it was personal on LAN, and I realized how unprofessional it was to snap at somebody on LAN. And then they said, well, nothing's personal on here. And then I'm like, that's right. So I just realized.
Well, there has been argument to say that there's a lot of trash talking on there, especially towards content creators.
Trash talking. There's definitely with certain parts of the Lego community, there's a weird negative aura against videos for some reason, Lego videos. I don't know why. And that's present in some parts of the LAN when I was there. Was that they'd be like, it would be an ambassador that isn't a YouTube. I don't remember any specifics, but I did get that feeling for some sections of it, but I don't think as a whole it was against YouTube or anything like that. There's always different people who like different things anywhere you go.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Well, to keep it short, because I know Claire has to bounce right now. So we're going to table the rest of my questions and discussion to probably August. So yeah, because I have more to dive that will follow up with that. But it's good to like see you out and about, and I hope your personal stuff isn't getting it's not hurting you too much. Just because I feel like you're looking out that window, man. It's scary. I'm like, is something happening, dude?
No, it's raining.
Oh, really?
Like crazy. I was wondering if it was
Florida. It rains all the time.
Yeah.
But no, on the real, jokes aside, it's good that you're doing well and you're happy with your decisions of what you've made over a year ago at this point. And it's great to have you like seen amongst like fellow content creators and your friends, and not being worried about what you necessarily post. And obviously you worry about it, but not like with an overhead watching over you. And they're you and the fact that you're still defending land at this point, and even though you left, you know what I mean? That's good.
Yeah, that's great. It's like with anything in life, there's some great parts. There's good aspects and bad aspects to any decisions we make in life. And land has some good parts and bad parts. With anything, Lego has some good parts and bad parts.
Yeah. And that's a refreshing take to see, because although there's been a lot of negativity, there's also a good other side to that story, to people who have good experiences. And for you left, big difference between getting kicked out.
And I left, we had different ideologies, and I don't know if I would have joined it nowadays, looking back with that perspective where they're not employees, but they are like kind of like part of the company that I saw. Like, I don't know if I would join again, but it's I don't know. I mean, it really was something that it helped a lot for the time for me. So it's not something I think is bad, but
I think you're at the point of your YouTube Lego life to like grow away from that. Like, you don't need them at all. In fact, you're giving them more than you're giving way more than
you're receiving.
You're receiving back. Yeah, exactly. So like,
I was going to say Lego still, like, after all of this in April, it's Merlin. I consider Merlin Lego because they're owned by the same parent companies. Merlin reached out to me and they sent me to Legoland and all that stuff. So I'm glad that, we still have a relationship, Lego, and that they don't hold the land stuff against me, because I'm not opposed to working with Lego again. I just, it would be a different way, but I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah. It just wasn't for you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we're going to table the rest of what we're going to talk about for another time. Thank you for coming on this week.
No, thank you guys, Claire, Ninja, Shy. Thank you guys for having me on. That means a lot.
If you ever want to just have a BS episode, you're more than willing. just we can say, Shy, let's just talk for a little bit, and we can do that with Claire or Ninja.
Whatever.
So, any final thoughts before we roll that music?
No, thank you guys so much. It really means a lot. It's great to be on.
We care about you, Justin. I know people are going after you. With that being said, roll that music. Peace. Sorry, I had to run with that. I didn't think about like, look at that.